Hello everyone, this is Dungeon Defenders Redux, episode 6, and I'm gonna be getting more mana on Winter Wonderland 2, getting 1 to 2 more runs of that map, and then completing Ascension Hardcore, Town in the Cliffs for a Ultimate Genie Scimitar, and then most likely also completing, let me see if I can find it, this map on Insane Hardcore, and then once that map's completed, I can do Survival for an Eye of Devastation pet, which will allow me to clear Deeper Well Ascension Hardcore first 3 waves on Survival for XP much more efficiently. And then I'll be grinding to level 90, 93, so I can equip an Ultimate Genie Scimitar on my DPS. But that might be next episode, and not this one. Alright. Medium, Hardcore, it'll drop it. I'm just going to be showing the first 2 waves of this map. The first wave and then the last wave actually. Just how I build and everything else. And then I'll be jumping to the end, the final wave, as those are the only 2 of value. If you for some reason need to see every wave, I did that in the previous episode. Just run around grabbing all the presents, getting the mana, 3 auras, strength, electric, snare. At every crystal there's 3 total. So. Swapping to Series EV next, and just placing walls and buff beams. Going to build roughly around here, just a 5D wall, buff beam, 2 reflect beams, right here, and then over here, another 5D wall. You won't be able to go all the way over here, because it doesn't reach that far. Spider Queen will go there once I have mana. And here you want to build right here, from here to this log pile, and it should block pretty much every enemy trying to get through, and then roughly around here over here. Enemies won't go through here for some reason, but they'll walk this way. And then a buff beam, collect. Another buff beam and another reflect, and then 5DU wall, and then a 3 or 4DU wall just over to this. You could build another wall right here, but enemies don't come this way generally. And if they do, they'll target the walls. Swapping to DPS Monk for the first wave. The majority of the enemies should die to the electric auras on medium, but just trying to speed it up a little bit. Just dropping my mana so that way I can get more. And I'm just gonna go up here, swap back to a Series EV. Then I'm gonna build a couple SAM turrets at each core. It's a bit unfortunate that I pick up the mana. Let me get my tower stacking script going. Just 2 in each direction. Control 1. Run to the next crystal. Just look directly here and then place 2 more. Actually, I should probably delete one of these. I only need 2. Just 2 with that crystal. You don't need 3. Just use the rest of your DU. It doesn't really matter too much. And I'm going to try and get a little bit more mana so I can build the Spider Queens, and then I'll jump to the last wave of the map. Roughly here. Just building a Spider Queen. And then over here, also a Spider Queen. If you want, you can also build a Spider Queen right here on this crystal, in between these walls, but I don't think I really need it. At least on this difficulty. And then just go to DPS, start wave, and then I'm gonna skip to the last wave. Just upgrade the buff beams and auras when you get mana. Just go around each crystal. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I'm on the final wave. I'm just gonna add my alt characters, F8, F3. Just add whatever you want. Doesn't really matter too much. I won't be doing the secret. The secret doesn't reward extra cool, which is what I'm doing this map for, so I won't be doing it on this difficulty. For the last wave, you're just kind of just running around, killing things, making the wave go slightly faster until the bosses spawn. You could also just sit still if you want. It'll make the wave go a little bit slower, but it should be fine on this difficulty. Again, just doing this for small coal, which rewards 2 billion mana each, and you get 1 per alternate character that you have in, so you get 4 total when you have a full lobby. And you'll get 8 billion mana, which I can use to upgrade my armor that I got from Divine Crystal farming. And I can also upgrade any other things that I may need. Right now it's probably not worth to fully upgrade everything, but just get it close to max level. And the reason why is because the more you upgrade an item, the more expensive it gets. So it is significantly more expensive on the 200th upgrade than it is on the first. So once it starts to cost around a few million to 10 million mana each, it is probably worth it just to start upgrading another item or just stop upgrading. At the moment anyway. Later on, mana won't be an issue. Just finishing up the map, last few enemies before the boss this spawn. Okay. When the bosses are spawning, run up here, up to this top crystal. Once you're here, you can press N, and it'll skip the boss timer. You just want to kill this boss first. It's up here. I don't have a hero boost because I used it. So it's going to take a little bit longer. Hopefully it doesn't jump over. Should die fairly quickly. It's only has 30 million HP on this difficulty. There we go. I'm just going to run over to this one. Snowman is over here for some reason. There's one, and then there's a Huntress right behind it. There we go, there's that one. And then jump down to this crystal next. Get this enemy, and then up here is a other boss. I can see him on the map, that's why I'm pressing map. They have a special icon compared to other enemies, and they're also very big, so you can probably see them. Should be able to anyway. Here's the last one. There we go. That should be it. F7 to remove the ults. After you get all the rewards, it's about how long it takes. It's about 20 minutes for one run. Just back to tavern. You can do this run again if you want, but I think I should have enough mana for now. So at this Cult Forge, which you need to be in the default tavern for. If you're not in the default tavern, swap to it, and then go into a map, any map, and then back to the tavern, and it should reset it. Just gonna convert this to mana. I'm gonna look at any items that I got. Most of it's probably not useful, so I'll just be selling it. But possible I get a builder weapon that I can use for right now. Doesn't really look like it. Fortunately not. None of these are really used. Actually, that one's... I'll use that. Put it on my apprentice. It only has 50, but it is all positive stats. Okay, where's it at? There we go. Yeah, 70 more in the two stats that I want most. Tower damage and tower rate. So I'm just going to go ahead and equip it. Okay, now that I have mana, I'm going to upgrade my Adept. If you have an apprentice, that is also fine. I'm just going to upgrade at the tavern keep. Till it starts to cost a couple million mana each. So like 5 million. Around here I'll stop for right now. Upgrading tower damage specifically till it doesn't let me anymore. Okay. It started to get a little bit more expensive, so I stopped. Okay. Also gonna upgrade the fissionable pet a little bit. Okay, there we go. That's fine. And then now I have a lot more stats. Okay. I feel like I might be able to do... What is the map? Let's see. I might need to grind a little bit more XP to get to level 83. I think I need around 4,000 in my main tower stat. For Ascension Hardcore, Town in the Glyphs, or a Ultimate Genie Scimitar. I could also do Nightmare and hope that I get an Ultimate. I think I'll try Ascension. If I fail, then I'll just go do Nightmare and that should be fine. Ascension Hardcore, Town in the Glyphs. Okay. Just running around and grabbing all the mana first. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to build the buff beam around this crack. Just 4 DU. And then 2 reflect beams, 1 DU. And then a 3 DU wall, roughly. And then swap to Initiate. Place in Snare Aura, like roughly around here. And then a Strength Drain, and then go over to the other crystal and do the same. Just like right here, it doesn't really matter too much. And then swap to Apprentice. Build a Fireball right here, but don't build it yet. And then build a Lightning Tower. And a Deadly Striker Tower right there. And then you're gonna add a Tower Boost. And during the wave, I'll be holding right click on this Tower Boost monk, and then I'll be dropping mana. And then I'll be swapping over to my Adept and building with the Adept, because I'll have more mana now. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and build one of these Lightning Towers, and then one of these Deadly Strikers, and then one that way as well. Okay, so I'm on my monk now, F3, if you want to swap to it. Control G should start the wave, and I'm just gonna aim like about right here, and drop mana during the wave. Okay, now that I have mana, I'm swapping back to my Adept, building 2 more Lightning Towers for 3 total, and then building an extra Deadly Striker facing this way. And then with the rest of the DU, building 8 Fireballs looking Destruction, roughly around here. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And then just upgrading the buff beam. And then back to my other character. There we go. Just upgrading the buff beam as much as possible. Okay. You also get a lot of XP, so your characters that are tower boosting will level up really quickly. Okay. Now on my Adept, I'm swapping over to my defense boost. And standing right around here as well. Looking roughly around there. Actually, I think I'll stand right here, because I'm going to want to be upgrading these Fireball Towers during the wave. Okay, I'm on my monk, and I'm just going to hold right click. Click F2, keep holding right click, and then click F2, and it'll keep firing on my monk while I'm on my initiate. And I'm just going to be upgrading these Fireball Towers. To max. This map will be a little bit difficult with my stats, but should be able to do it. I'll just be upgrading everything. When my crystal starts to take damage, I'm gonna... Actually, I might not be able to do this on this difficulty. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I have enough tower range, actually. It's a bit unfortunate. Okay. So what I'm going to do instead because I don't have enough tower range to be able to,
We're looking for something specific.
for my lightning towers. I think I'm gonna get an Eye of Devastation pet and then level up to 90 so that way I can equip ultimate gear, which I'll need to do anyway before I can use the Genie Scimitar, so I'm going to go into Halloween Spook. On Insane, you don't need to do Hardcore. Insane Hardcore, Halloween Spooktacular 3 for an Eye of Devastation pet from Survival, and then roughly this build. Three auras right here, roughly. Oh, I forgot to get the other chest that's on this side. Oops. Around here. After I get to level 90 and 93 on my Adept, I should be able to do Town of the Cliffs fairly easily on Ascension Hardcore with 2 players. I might even be able to do 4 players, but that might be a bit of a stretch. Okay, so here at this pumpkin, I'm going to start a wall and then build it all the way over to the very end of the staircase. And then up here, roughly around here, a 5du wall. And then a buff beam right here, just to buff the auras. Actually, I might listen. This should be fine, actually. What I might do instead is put this, build it in here, just that way I can do this, build a wall, a reflect beam, and then over here also a 2D wall, and a reflect beam, roughly around here, and then up here 2D wall as well, and then over here 5Du wall. This should be good. And then a wall right here to block the enemies from getting to the crystal as well. I might go ahead and build a buff beam as well. This should be fine, actually. Okay. I'm gonna swap to DPS Monk. It's only 8/8 enemies, but I'm just gonna try and get as much mana as possible. It's only Insanes, the enemies don't really have that much HP. So it should be fine. Okay. And I'm going to use my Huntress that I leveled up. And I'm just going to put, let me equip some armor. If I have any. Doesn't have to be particularly good. That's fine, I'm just looking for anything with tower stats. Don't have a helmet equipped, so I should probably equip one, even though I'll get fewer stats from it. Okay. And then I'm just going to put a gas trap right here. And a gas trap right here. And then over here as well. Gas trap. I might also put a proximity trap. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put a proximity there. That should be fine. Then a gas trap over here. And proximity. Okay, I'm gonna swap to my adept. And build a tower stack in the middle. Deadly Striker, DST, Fireball. And then I'm gonna look like right around there, roughly. I'm just gonna put 2 fireballs, and then 3 LTs should be fine. And then looking forward, I'm gonna place 1 Deadly Striker, 1 over here, 1 right there. And then here I'm gonna put just 1 more fireball up towards that staircase, because enemies will get stuck up here. And then I'm just gonna swap to my DPS monk and upgrade everything. The buff beams first, most likely. And upgrade these walls. Actually, I'll upgrade the auras first. This map can be a little bit slow. Waiting for the ogres to spawn. Can just immediately start the next wave. It doesn't really need to wait. I'm just upgrading everything to 3 arrows first, and then I'll go back and upgrade the walls again. This is pretty much the exact same build that I'll be using on survival as well. I think I may actually add Spider Queens as well. Just for the bosses, so that way the Spider Queens take the aggro and not the walls, hopefully. One like roughly right there, in between the reflect. 2 Spider Queens should be fine. Actually, I might spawn 1 more on the staircase up here. I'm gonna put 4 archers as well. Just that way the enemies that get stuck here die, because they're not inside the auras, because my auras aren't big enough to hit the staircase yet. They should get hit by the archers and it should be fine. This map should be relatively easy besides the final wave. On the final wave a bunch of bosses will spawn, and they can do a lot of damage and be really tanky. Just run around and DPS things. There are these special enemies that look like player characters, and they'll just spawn, and they're like pseudo-bosses, kind of like ogres, but they're generally not too bad. They can get stuck a lot of places, like this one got stuck behind that pumpkin. Oh. My game just crashed. Okay. I guess I'll be right back. I'll try and get to the same difficulty. To the same wave anyway. Okay, I'm back. I don't know why my game crashed, but I'm back to wave 11. Insane Halloween Spook 3. Everything I just upped to 3 arrows. Build is exactly the same. Just going around and DPSing, speeding up the wave a little bit. You can up the damaging towers at the middle, but it doesn't really matter too much. The walls and everything else are more important. Just make sure the buff beam is upgraded though. It was a bit unfortunate that my stats weren't high enough to complete Town in the Cliffs yet, but I was going to need to get to level 90, 93 anyway to be able to equip the Genie Scimitar, so I would have had to have done this map anyway. It's just, this way it's changing the order a little bit. Instead of doing Town in the Cliffs before I level to 90 and 93, I'm doing it after, so that way I can equip my Apprentice, my Adept, with better gear, so that way my lightning towers will hit the other crystal on Town in the Cliffs. Because I think my range was just slightly too low. Almost to the last wave. The last wave, nothing will really change. There's not really any reason to add any alternate characters then. Just completing this map for the survival. So this map will be fairly easy on survival, but it can be a little tricky and kind of slow sometimes, so I should be using roughly this exact build, if not the exact build for survival. Because it's Ascension, it doesn't really matter too much. I think the only difference will be is I'll only have one fireball tower probably, and not 5 like I have currently. I'll just have extra Deadly Striker towers instead. These dragons can get kind of stuck and be really slow at the edge of the map, so you just need to run over and hit them. Last wave, nothing's changed. You can go and repair things if they need repairing, like this wall. It doesn't really matter, I think. Unless they're all really low, you shouldn't need to worry about it. Just running around DPSing till the bosses spawn. If for some reason my armor still isn't good enough for Town in the Cliffs, I may need to do a few more Divine Crystal runs. After I get to level 90, 93, to equip ultimate gear on my Adept. A lot of the enemies spawn right here, you can kind of just sit here and get them if you want. I'm gonna drop my hero boost. Boss is about to spawn. Hit these enemies. Just waiting on the last few ogres. Okay. If you need to, you can go ahead and repair the walls right now. The walls, the auras, but everything should be fine, so I'm just gonna press N and skip the boss timer. Wait around here in the middle. And then the bosses will spawn. I'm gonna go ahead and run over here. Ooh, that is a lot of damage. Gotta be careful. These bosses do have a good amount of HP. I may need to upgrade these enemies actually. This map can be very difficult. I'm just... wow. I might not be able to beat this actually. Oh, don't aggro into me, please. Wow. Hopefully it doesn't hit my towers. I think it'll kill them instantly. Okay. I don't know if I can do this map actually. Let me see. Once I get this enemy down, it should be fine. It's just really, really tanky. Okay, it looks like I got stuck on something. Hopefully my other towers are okay. I'm gonna click that. This just seems to be the hardest enemy. Oh, wow. Okay, don't hit that. There we go. Okay. The ogres seem to get stuck. Okay, there we go. Should be fine unless another enemy runs into there. I'm gonna go check on this one. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay. Oh, which physical beam was that? Oh no, that's gonna make this a little bit harder. I'm gonna run over here and repair this one actually. Actually, it looks fine. Looks fine. I'll just be careful. Let me make sure I get this ogre. Okay, there's another. Oh, okay. That's really difficult. I think I underestimated the map a little bit. I'll be right back and I'll try and get to the final wave again. Okay, I'm back. This isn't the final wave, but I'm going to change the build slightly. I'm going to put proximity, gas, and ethereal on this side, and then also the same over here. Proximity, gas, ethereal. The ethereal spike trap is for the ogres that spawn on the last wave. This is just in case my towers die again like they did on the first attempt. And that's the only change. Nothing else has changed. I just wanted to cut in and make sure that was noted. Alright. Once I'm on the boss wave, I'll be right back. Okay, I also forgot to note that because I put down ethereal spike traps and also the proximity traps at every side of the crystal, you can only use one LT here in the middle instead of, I think, what was 3 before. And then there's also not an additional fireball tower right here, so it's just 2 fireballs this way, 2 fireballs that way, and then 1 DST that way, 1 DST this way, and then 1 that way, and then 1 singular lightning tower. That's it. Okay, I'm back. Final wave right before the boss spawns. I think I will upgrade this wall as well to max level, because I think the enemy that was killing my towers was hitting this first, so if I can buy an extra couple seconds, that should help. Right. Let's try this again. If I can get it stuck, that would be perfect. It's already much lower than it was before. I'm just trying to get it stuck on something. Okay, hopefully it doesn't hit my towers. Okay. It'll kill my towers, that shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, now I can get it. There we go. This should be a little bit more consistent. Okay, there we go. There's that gone, and then I can hit this now. I'm gonna try and hit it through the wall, just that way if another ogre spawns and tries to come through here and hit my crystal, I can be ready for it. Like the one that's about to, like this one. Go ahead and quickly check on these. Yeah, they look fine. I think for anytime I'm attempting something again, like for the first time, I'm going to do it off camera just to make sure the build works. Because I tried two things this episode that did not work. The first build on this map didn't work. I was not ready. And then Town in the Cliffs, I didn't even have enough stats, so that's not really necessary, but so I should have just attempted it once off camera and then shown on camera again. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade this while it's kind of lowish. My hero boost is on cooldown, so I'm just kind of waiting. Go ahead and have a look at that one. That one looks fine. The ethereal spike traps are really helping. Should be able to do this. Just gotta be careful of any ogres coming from this direction. It's a bit slow. I could have upgraded my armor a bit more and my weapon. Let me go ahead and hit those ogres. Okay, I think another ogre is coming this way, so I need to get it really quickly. This one. And we're just gonna keep hitting through the wall. This should be fine, I think. I'm gonna upgrade that. Actually, I'm gonna upgrade this wall real quick. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Just to make sure it has enough HP. It's a bit slow. Get this another ogre. Go ahead and get this real quick. Okay. My hero boost is about to drop. Should be fine. Okay, there's two down. Just the one left. I'm gonna go ahead and get these ogres really quickly. Before my hero boost drops, I get this ogre as well. I'm gonna repair this wall just while I'm waiting for my hero boost to come back up. Oh, my ethereal spike trap dropped. Which one was that? I'll turn towers on. Should be fine. Just gonna go ahead and upgrade this wall as well. Oops. Heal up. Now I just need to wait. I think so long as my walls are up, I should be fine. I'm gonna go look at the other walls over here really quickly. Yeah, they're perfectly healthy. Okay. Almost done. This is a bit slow, so. And this is also why you don't add extra characters at the end here, because these bosses will spawn with more HP per extra character that is in the game. It seems like my aura of fire is doing a lot more than my actual DPS. Once my hero boost drops, I'm gonna go over to the other side. Alright. I think I'm gonna let my hero boost drop and then go over here. Let's check on these walls really quickly, repair them a little bit. I'm gonna upgrade it actually. Oops. I'm just gonna upgrade the wall to max really quickly, just so it heals it. That wall doesn't need upgrading, so. Luckily, just ogres spawn during the bosses, so makes it a little bit easier. Almost done. 15 million. Alright, there we go. Now I can farm this map on survival. Took a little while, so... And I failed the first attempt, but... None of these are really good, I don't think. That's actually fairly good. It has positive hero damage, hero HP, and hero boost, so I'm gonna go ahead and equip it. Okay. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to Tavern and upgrade my stuff really quickly, and then I'll show the build.
Can we help you find anything?
Just gonna upgrade that till it gets to a couple million each.
It's time to slay a dragon.
Okay. So, when you complete a map on campaign, which is, you know, just normally, you'll unlock survival, and in order to get the Eye of Devastation pet, you need to get to wave 30. So you have to start at wave 1 when you don't have any of the waves, but I have the waves, but for the purpose of showing, I'm gonna show a wave 1 build, and then I'll build the extra defenses after I have mana, and then I'll skip to wave 28 because I already have the waves, because I gave them to myself. If you join somebody's lobby and they start a map on a higher wave than you currently have, if they just start it and then the crystal dies, you unlock that wave on that map on that difficulty. So it is a lot more efficient. This build will be pretty much the exact same as survival, as the campaign. I just won't put ethereal spike traps or fireballs, probably. I might not even put proximity traps. Okay, so I'm just gonna pretty much the exact same wall position. If you for some reason don't have the waves, you'll just need to start at wave 1, and then it'll just take a while, and you'll have to slowly go through the waves and make sure that you repair everything. If you can, try and get somebody to give you the waves. If you can always ask in the DDRNG Discord, and people usually will help you. It might take a little bit of time though, so it's just up to you. It can take about an hour, unfortunately, to get from wave 1 to wave 30 on your first try. Okay, so let me put this. This video will be a little bit longer because I had the failed town and the close attempt. Actually, I don't need this. Just rebuilding the auras so that way they're a little bit closer to the buff beam so they get buffed. Okay. And then I'm just gonna DPS during the wave, get mana, and then next wave I'll build stuff. I think I may actually show the rest of the survival in the next episode, because this one's running a little bit long. But you would just basically go up to wave, 30 on the map. Once you're finishing wave 29, you want to add your ults before the wave finishes, but not, right when the wave starts, and it'll give you the rewards for having every character. Because the Eye of Devastation pet is rewarded for completing wave 29 and getting to wave 30. Which is a little bit confusing, but you just have to get to wave 30. But you can't start at wave 30, you have to start at least 2 waves before whenever you're farming it. But if you're starting from wave 1, you'll get it every time. Just make sure you add extra characters before the wave 29 finishes. Just adding gas traps there, and then actually put a fireball right here. I'm just gonna do DSTs like this, and like 3, and then I'll put an extra DST facing this way as well, and then an extra one that way, and then an extra one that way, and then I'll put, I guess I have enough fireballs, so I'll just do this. One fireball facing that way, one that way. You can also add Spider Queen minions in the same spot you did before, like right here. And right here. You can also put them over here or here, it doesn't really matter too much. During the wave, you're just going to want to upgrade things and run around and just try and make it go a little bit faster. Once everything is somewhat upgraded, you can just kind of AFK a little bit and just slowly kill the things that aren't dying particularly quickly. I think I will show one more wave and then I'll build Spider Queens just to show. I don't think I need this wall here as well, but for safety it's fine. So I'll just show this next wave and then I'll build Spider Queens. I'll probably just put a Spider Queen here, here, and then most likely over here, roughly. Oh, what is... Oh, the archers are hitting it. It's just slightly out of the buff beam range. There we go. Okay, it's in range now. Upgrading the buff beam first and then the auras and stuff. Okay. Just building one at each wall should be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and build a bunch of archer minions right here, just so that way if an enemy does get through, it won't the crystal somehow. And then I'll go ahead and build 2 right here. I'll build 3, it doesn't really matter, I think. Okay. Now, what you would do is you just swap to DPS Monk, run around, buff everything up to the 3 arrows and beyond, and then you should be able to clear this map. And then remember, on the final wave, wave 29, right when the wave's like about to end, when majority of the enemies are dead, you just go in, you add an ult, you add another, and then you add a 4th, and then once the wave finishes, you'll get 4 Eye of Devastation pets, and then I'll be showing that in the next episode as well. the last few waves what to do. Yep, that's it. Also, I should be able to farm more XP. So I'll be farming Deeper Well Ascension to level 90 on the first 3 waves of survival. Once I get the Eye of Devastation pet, it'll make it a lot easier and quicker, so I'll do that, and then I should have enough stats. I should have enough stats from my ult armors after that I can equip on my Adept. And then I should then be able to do Town in the Cliffs, Ascension Hardcore. Yeah, my armor's it's good enough, I think. I may need to do an extra run for better boots, however, because I don't have any ultimate boots for some reason. An extra run for a Divine Crystal. We'll see.